Are you ready? I'm super excited about today's video because we are gonna organize your kitchen in practical ways. I'm gonna share my top 10 favorite organizing tips that are real life. They don't take a lot of time, they don't cost a lot of money, and these are things that you can do today, like right now, to transform your kitchen. This first tip is super fun. I'm gonna show you how you can organize inside your cabinets, like using the cabinet door as additional storage. I really love using these little drawer dividers. This is from the dollar store and command strips. I like the Velcro picture hanging ones. Watch this. Are you ready? You can just attach them right inside your cabinet drawers for extra storage. So the tea that I love the most is right here. Our little tea bobber dipper thing, I don't know what it's called. It's here too, and all of the hot chocolate, taking advantage of the door space that otherwise would be wasted, but you can still close the cabinet. And over here, I'm actually using inside the cabinet door to hang all of my measuring cups and my spatulas, that's what that's called, and other baking things in the baking cabinet. I love this. It's just 3M hooks. It's really taking advantage of this door space. And down below, I'm having little cups for all of the straws. Anything we access every day, why not store it right on the cabinet door? If you're looking for extra storage in your kitchen, this is a great tip. My next organizing tip is inside the fridge. I definitely love using containers to contain categories. So all of your dairy can be in one, all of your juice boxes can be in a little tray like this. But my favorite is containing the condiments. And you should be containing your condiments, salad dressings, sauces on the fridge door. This is what it's made for. You gotta contain your condiments, and the best part, most new fridges, look at that. This is literally what it's made for. It's so when you're having a barbecue or dinner, you're just taking the condiments outside with you or to the dinner table and then easily putting them back. If you are rooting around up in here for your ketchup, you're doing it wrong. Contain your categories in your fridge. Next, to take advantage of the space in deep cabinets, I recommend using trays or baskets. So, look at this. No digging around for the spices at the back of the cabinet. Everything's on a tray. You can just put it right beside the stove while cooking, grab what you need, and slide it away. But I also wanted to show you over here, because if you have a corner cabinet, it's really hard to get to the things at the back. But again, using a tray or basket means that you can just pull it out pretty easily to access the things that you rarely use, but if you need to, it's easy to get to. This next tip I got from Dana from A Slob Comes Clean, and I'm gonna be honest, I resisted this hard because I'm lazy, but it's storing your food containers with the lids on. And if you're like me, you're thinking, this is gonna take up way too much space, Cass, and I don't have enough space in my cabinet, because that's what I thought. But the truth is, stacking them this way takes advantage of that vertical space, so I can actually fit a lot more food storage containers in the actual cabinet. And I thought this is gonna be a lot of work and I'm too lazy. But then I realized taking it from the dishwasher like this, it takes seconds to just do this instead of chucking both pieces in the cabinet like I normally do. And so it isn't any longer to put it away, and I'm saving so much time because I never have to look for a matching set again. Plus the cabinet looks way better. This next tip is the most labor intensive of all of them, but it's also, I think, pretty cool, and that is doing a DIY water bottle holder using PVC pipe. You can go to your hardware store, pick up a PVC pipe and cut it yourself, or have the hardware store cut it for you, if you ask real nice, and it's just glued together, and you can take advantage of all that vertical space and easily store your many water bottles. We don't need to declutter them if we have a really cool storage solution like this. Really inexpensive. How much do you love this? Because I legit love this. Meal planning is one of my favorite kitchen organizing tips, and I love having a meal planning binder because I'm a nerd, and also because I used to have a million cookbooks, and instead I just took all my favorite recipes out and put them into one binder. And I also love having this master list on the front page so that it has every different meal I know my family likes. So when I'm meal planning for the week, I can just look at this and be like, oh yeah, we haven't had beef stroganoff for a while and make sure that I add that onto our menu. And speaking of menu, every kitchen needs a menu board. I just have a dollar store picture frame that I put in this cute little printable. I'm gonna put a link down below where you can get this for free on my website. And I just write with a chalk pen what we're gonna have for the week, so the kids aren't asking what's for dinner. And so I remember to take things out because I know what we're having each and every day. And then you can just wipe it and rewrite for the next week. This next tip is going to seem really obvious, but the truth is you might not be doing it. I think this is the biggest mistake that I see in kitchens, is that people are not zoning in the kitchen. And what zoning is literally means creating zones for your stuff where you use it. So the most convenient spot so you can be lazy and walk the least. So store your everyday plates and glasses above the dishwasher. Store your cutlery in the drawer beside the dishwasher, or the one closest to the table where you set the table. Your drinking glasses, if you use the sink, should be stored by the sink. Your mug should be stored above your coffee maker. Zone your kitchen so that it's really functional and everything is stored where you use it. Speaking of zoning, every kitchen absolutely needs a place for paper. You probably have paper on your kitchen counter, so why not create a home for it right in your kitchen? This is my little kitchen command center. This is where I keep coupons, I keep my kids, friends things, schedules, any of those things that otherwise would be on the front of the fridge or on the counter. I've designated a little paper organizer for it. You can put a paper organizer on your wall if you're visual, or have a basket right on the counter. This is about creating a home though for the paper that you're putting in your kitchen anyways. I also wanted to just share this one last little thing. I'm not being sponsored or anything, but this little all out of pad is amazing. It has a magnet, so it goes right on the side of the fridge, and you just check off when you're all out of things in the fridge. This came from Indigo, a bookstore. I'm gonna put a link down below so where you can get one. I love this because it's set up the way the grocery store is, so it saves me so much time when I'm grocery shopping, but it also means that I'm not forgetting things that we're out of because it's right on the side of the fridge at all times. This next tip is for the big giant things that you may have in your kitchen that you rarely ever use, like this soup pot that Joe uses when he makes potato leek soup, which unfortunately is not very often. Joe, make me some potato leek soup. The point is, this doesn't have to be stored in your kitchen. You can store the things that are bigger, or the things you rarely use, like your roasting pan for turkey dinner, someplace else in your house, like your garage or storage room. I have a lot of these fancy things when I have people over and I pretend I have my life together and I serve cupcakes on a tiered tray like the person I am not. But I don't want to get rid of this, but I certainly don't have space in my kitchen. It isn't an everyday used item. So don't be afraid to store these type of things somewhere else in your home so you can free up space for the things that you use every day. I know this tip is kind of basic, but also life-changing, all right? It's using baskets in your pantry. So especially for kids' snacks, things that are pre-packaged like oatmeal or rice, pasta, anything that doesn't stack really well, because a basket takes advantage of that vertical space so you can fit so much more in. Plus, make sure that you add a label to the front so you actually know what's inside the basket, and ditch the boxes. Fill up your basket with all your prepackaged things so you're really maximizing the space. You can fit 3 to 4 times more stuff in your pantry if you're using baskets. Plus, they look so beautiful when you open it up. This is all fast, easy, beautiful storage to make your kitchen and your pantry way more functional. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're feeling inspired to organize your kitchen today using some of these really practical, easy tips. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more organizing tips each and every week. I'll see you next time. Hey guys, thanks so much for those of you who have stayed to the end. Mom, if you're watching this video, stop watching it right now because you're about to be really offended, but also maybe not. So I'm gonna give you some examples of my childhood, okay? And things that my parents allowed me to do that weren't particularly safe, but also prepared me for life. I was prepared for life at a very young age. Car safety, not really a big deal in the 80s. Not only were we latchkey kids, but seatbelts were optional. You know what I'm saying? My mom ran me over when I was 2 years old. It was an accident, Mom. I know it was an accident. But we were backing out of a driveway and I was playing with the door handle in the front seat of a Volkswagen Beetle. I fell out. She rolled over top of my legs. She pulled the emergency brake with the car on top of me. I'm fine. But the real question here is, why wasn't I in a car seat? My kids were still in a rear-facing car seat at 2, let alone why was I not wearing a seat belt? Because their parenting back then was no rules, right? We rode all the way to Disney and I was in the back window laying down of our Volkswagen. You know what I'm saying? Just windows up, everybody chain smoking the whole way there. I'm alive, I'm fine. I bubble wrap my children. Milo's almost 9 and I just let him get out of a booster because he's on the short side. Like, what am I doing to my children? I will not let Milo ride to Nicholas's, his friend's house, 8 houses down, because I'm worried he might get hit by a car. My stepdad used to take me on the highway in the back of his pickup truck. There's no seatbelts in the back of it. Just me going, woo, I feel alive. The wind blowing through my hair. At 7 years old, not safe, but here I am today. The point is, I think I'm sort of coddling my children, especially when I look at the way they're preparing meals. I don't let Milo pour the boiling water onto his own oatmeal because I don't want him to burn himself. I was covered in bristles. Look at I have scars from the stove as a kid because if I didn't make my own oatmeal, I starved. You know what I'm saying? It was latchkey. You feed yourself. I won't let Abby use a knife to peel potatoes because I don't want her to cut her fingers, right? How did I learn to not cut my fingers peeling potatoes? By cutting every single one of my fingers multiple times while peeling potatoes. Milo can't even cut a pork chop because I'll only let him have a butter knife because he's 8. It's bananas, okay? It's bananas. My stepdad had me chopping wood. I started at 10 years old with an axe. He'd say, there's a pile of wood, here's a sharp axe, just flail it around till it's smaller wood and then stack it in the garage. I'm not saying we parent like our parents did in the 80s. I'm not saying we go like full there, but I definitely think there is a happy medium because for all the crazy things that my parents did, I was prepared for life. Right? I had like life skills because it was sink or swim. And I'm like a giant life preserver for my children. So they're not learning to do it on their own. So they're going to be cooking. I'm going to be mean mom because it's for their own good. They're going to be doing more chores, more cooking, and I'm going to let them use a sharp knife. See you guys next time.